Welcome to the Own Your Best Life podcast. I'm May Emson, your host, leadership and mindset coach. Here, we talk all things spiritual, mindset, business, leadership, and wellness for the modern seeker who wants to align their life with purpose and inspiration. We'll cover career changes, stress management, meditation, energy, intuition, and more. Each episode holds spiritual and practical tools to help you live a life of your wildest dreams without getting burnt out along the way. Ready to live a life on your own terms? This is the Own Your Best Life podcast. Welcome, friends, to episode number 73 of the Own Your Best Life podcast. One of the ways that we can help ourselves gain more clarity is to actually create new standards. We often think of the worst case scenario, not the best case scenario, when we are attempting to do something new. And we plan for the worst, but we're not planning for the best. And if we really want to create sustainable success on our terms, we must also plan for the best case scenario. And how do we do that? By creating new standards. So what happens when we go after something new is that we feel this sense of fear kick in. What if this doesn't work? What if it's not worth the time? What if it's not worth the money? What if I look like a failure in this process? And these thoughts come up because we're trying to make the situation feel good before we even step into it. So much of our lives revolve around feeling good about ourselves. We're trying to improve ourselves, improve our self-image, the thoughts and the beliefs that we have about ourselves. And when we're in this process of trying to feel good about ourselves, things that seem uncertain just don't fit the bill. And this is why we often don't do the new thing. We don't focus on the best. We only focus on the worst case scenario. We fear this worst case scenario so much that we don't go through with it. We don't go through with signing up for the thing that will actually help us stay committed to the process. We don't go through with anything that commits us to a new path. And we stay exactly where we are. So 1 year later, you're doing the same thing. You're in the same place, just somewhere else physically. So I remember when I was thinking about careers, I had this idea of options. I wanted the thing that would give me the most options. So if I went to business school, well, that would give me a lot of options. If I went to McKinsey, well, that would give me a lot of options. But at some point, I had to ask myself, options for what? What's the point of options if one never chooses? So you're prolonging the decision, but you still have to make the decision, or the alternative is that you stay in this land of options forever. And you might be waiting for someone or something to choose for you. You might be waiting for the choice to be made. You might be waiting for clarity. But the thing is, decisions and clarity come from us. It comes from us creating a space for ourselves to say that maybe right now is the time to decide to make your choice. That the decision is so obvious because we can see that there is not just a worst case scenario in front of us, but there's a best case scenario as well. And when we're fixated on the negative, we plan for the worst. We give ourselves lots of ways to exit and options for it to not work. And if you're trying something different and challenging, this will usually end up in things not working. Why? Because that's what you're planning for. And we're often more comfortable with the uncertainty we know than the uncertainty that we don't know. And when we're fixated on the positive, however, we plan for the best. We say to ourselves, we're doing this no matter what, and we move forward. We create the clarity from moving forward with the momentum of life. We think that there is no decision to be made or that it's not clear, but it's often our resistance to what is actually happening that keeps us exactly where we are years later. So decisions are already in front of us. They're already happening. It's that voice inside telling us that we need to work on ourselves. It's the sense of frustration that we keep dealing with the same issues again and again and again. And it's the feeling that we're not on the right path. So planning for the best decision doesn't mean that you don't know how to mitigate if the worst case happens. Planning for the best means that you're also creating standards for yourself that allow you to move forward more quickly and effortlessly. You're being pulled forward by this compelling future instead of pushing yourself up a hill. And what if the solution you wanted could be purchased? If it was that certain. So this is the level of standard that I am challenging you to inhabit. So think about a trip that you're going to take. You usually have a place that you stay at in your new place on this new trip. I like to think about a new standard as a new place. Instead of saying, I'm just going to book a flight and wander around somewhere, you know that you have a place to go to when you get there. So what kind of place is it going to be? This is how you think about your new standard. The accommodations fit the location and it fits where you want to stay. Your new standards are the new ways that you will operate in this new place. They fit this new way of thinking, this new way of receiving, of working, of interacting, or of being. They're not the place you just left from or just came from. They do look different. And they are naturally desirable. They are what life looks like when you're clear on releasing what doesn't work. They are certain. And they belong to that future place of possibility. And maybe you're trying to do work that you're more passionate about. You have to build a new standard where this is so obvious and it exists in your life. It's not just possible, but it's highly inevitable. And if you have that as your standard, where you know that this exists and that it's inevitable, you will find it. It's not about if, it's about when. And you stay in this energy of yes, 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 even when you don't see it yet. Whether it's less stress while working demanding jobs or more time for ourselves while leading a fulfilling career or business, you have to create a new standard that isn't just based on the past, but the future. It isn't just based on what you know, but based on possibility. When you create a new standard, you expand your vision for what's possible. So things that I've had to create new standards around have included getting help, which means investing in teams, in childcare, in coaching to expand me in all areas of my life. Physical health, what I eat, how I move, even my healthcare providers, and using different kinds of providers than I had previously. Mental health, my emotions, my thoughts, my stress, up-leveling, all of those things, and really examining relationships, how I spend my time, and the presence that I have with people, and the way that I show up unconditionally for the people in my life. Money, how much I earn, how much I spend, how much I save, what I invest. Careers and business, what's possible in terms of alignment. When I align with my values and my gifts, what is possible in my career and business, and spirituality, which is the depth, the consistency of my practices, the vision that I have, the purpose that I feel, and the sense of connection, and then play. The ability and the frequency with which I have unstructured time to enjoy life, to be bored, to just do things unexpectedly. And these are standards that you can also create for yourself. These are things that I've worked with many clients on in terms of different areas of their life. And so these new ways of living are very purposeful. They are new standards for the way you operate in your life. Sometimes you see someone else's life and you think it just happened to be that way, but something in them or in their environment created a new standard. And these new standards are a new structure. They're a new place for all of these areas of your life where it feels like you might either be suffering or you're struggling. They are that new structure and this new place for when you're moving from good to great. And if you use that travel analogy, you'll find that not everyone likes to travel. So if you're not wanting to move anywhere or shift, that's your choice too. If you're not wanting to improve an area of your life, then new standards are not necessary. Yet, if you're here, Most of you are thinking that you would like to have more of a sense of purpose or clarity in certain situations or areas of your life. And if so, then this is an important concept for you to master. So this week, think of an area where you are in need of creating new standards and just witness, what are you experiencing in terms of thoughts and emotions in this space? Do you feel like you're circling around with the same thoughts and emotions, feeling stuck? If so, you're likely in need of new standards if you want to have different thoughts and emotions that lead to different actions and results in your life. So my final thought that I want to share with you is that I know that this can feel like a heavy lift to create a new standard. And this is why I look to get help when creating new standards. I've invested in education and resources and coaching and teams. And if you don't believe it's necessary, take a look at where you invested in yourself and how things have changed as a result. If it was so easy to do this without investment of time, money, or energy, you would have done it already. You'll feel like you have to take a few steps forward, but then you might feel that you're taking a few steps back. So remember this. Progress is a spiral. You just have to keep going with this, holding yourself accountable and committed to this action, however you can, so that you don't give up before you've made that shift into this new way of thinking or living. And new standards are not for when you want to stay exactly where you are. It's when you're ready for a shift. So if this topic resonates with you, you want to see new standards, transformational results in your life, you will love coaching. When you get coached consistently, you will see that you start to light that fire of inspiration to make the change that you're looking to make. It is the step in creating clarity that you don't have today. You will make a massive shift through small actions and moving obstacles each time out of the way so we can move forward. I cannot wait to dive into this concept with my clients this month. And you can go to www.mayemson.com/contact to learn more. That's it, my friends, for this week. I love you all so much. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Own Your Best Life. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts so that you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, can you please rate and review on iTunes? I would so appreciate it. Share it with a friend, take a screenshot of it, and tag @MayEmson. This helps continue to get the word out. For more show notes and resources, check out www.mayemson.com. You'll have all the links to everything you heard here today. Thanks so much for listening. It's time to own your best life.